Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Shane.
And I'm Karen. Today, we're looking at part 1 of Fun Facts about Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Wow, they're kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, they're very jelly-y. Gelatinous.
Well, you know, because usually when people go snorkeling in the ocean, I know you love the ocean, and I do too. Have you ever been stung by a jellyfish?
That's a really good question because I'm not sure. There was like one time I know there was jellyfish in this water, and I was swimming and I felt like something like, did I get stung by something? And it was
it like a sudden pain?
But it was just very subtle. But you know, like I got out of the water, I was like, I think I got stung by a jellyfish. My wife's like, I think you would know if you did. And that reminded her, we were just watching a TV show, and she said, do you know what we're supposed to do if you get stung by a jellyfish?
Oh, she knows what to do?
Yeah.
I thought you would just be in pain.
Because we watched it on a TV show.
Okay,
So
what do you
don't
do?
know if it's true or not, but they say if you get stung by a jellyfish, you should pee on it. Pee on the wound.
Pee on it?
On it.
Like you do it by yourself?
Urinate on your jellyfish sting.
And then the pain and the rash will go away?
I don't know, but to be honest, I think I would rather just be in pain than have somebody pee on me or pee on myself.
But
disgusting.
sometimes I know that it could be very, very painful. So maybe next time you should try and let me know.
Well, I do usually pee when I go in the ocean. What? So maybe I'll just pee while I'm right there.
Okay,
No,
anyway.
I don't do that. That's disgusting.
Let me know if it's true, okay? Next time if you get stung by a jellyfish.
I will definitely let you know. I'll let everybody know.
Let's learn more about jellyfish today.
Okay.
Did you know that a jellyfish isn't really a fish? Of course, it's not made of jelly either. So what exactly are these curious creatures? Let's find out more about these colorful marine animals.
So we're looking at part 1 of Fun Facts about Jellyfish today. And I have to say, they're really, really interesting.
For some reason, I'm in a really good mood because I know we're going to talk about jellyfish. But before doing this, I don't think I really had much of an interest in jellyfish, but there's something about them that's really fascinating, right?
Yes, definitely. Especially, you know, when you go to like the aquariums, and I love going to the part where they have jellyfish because usually you can see them like glowing in the dark, and it's just so pretty.
They do have glow-in-the-dark jellyfish too, right?
That's right.
They can like light up. It's like a little like floating light bulb.
Like a light show.
Yeah. All right, let's start the reading. Did you know that a jellyfish isn't really a fish? I think that everybody does know that.
That's right.
Right? Of course, it's not made of jelly either. So jelly is like, well, like in America, when we eat peanut butter and jelly, jelly is like kind of like preserves, fruit preserves that we spread on bread.
That's right. It's
Right?
like jam.
Yeah, and I think the word jelly comes from the word gelatin. Is if you put gelatin into something, you can make it into the form of like, have you had Jell-O before?
Yes, I have.
Jell-O is sometimes called gelatin. It kind of makes things that are liquid into kind of a elastic kind of a thing.
Like a bouncy
Yeah.
kind of texture.
So when you look at like jelly that's in a jar, it usually is a bit bouncy.
That's right. And a lot of kids love to eat jelly, right?
Yeah, but it's not, so they are not made of jelly.
That's right, they're not. Okay, so what exactly are these curious creatures?
Wait, so they're curious? So our curious creatures means we're curious about those creatures because
That's
they're
right.
interesting.
Because we always want to learn more about these creatures, right?
Right.
But what are creatures?
So a creature is basically just an animal of any type. Usually not human, though.
That's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you're a really nice creature. You might feel insulted, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so for example, you could say these tracks were left by a very large creature.
So when you say that, you're not sure what kind of creature.
And you're probably scared because
Exactly.
they're large tracks, right?
That's right. So let's find out more about these colorful marine animals. So we have this vocabulary word here, colorful, and that is
Ooh,
an
I know.
adjective.
Full of color.
how did you know? And sometimes maybe a lot of different colors, right? Something with a lot of different colors, you can describe it as colorful. So for example, Rosie showed her classmates her colorful new pencil case. So it's probably full of different colors, right?
I think most of you probably already knew what colorful meant, right? But how about this word marine? Like marine animals. If you say something's a marine animal, what does that mean?
That means an ocean animal. An animal that lives in the ocean. For example, like sea turtle, whales, dolphins, sharks, etc.
Right. And if you see this word mar in a different word, like submarine or something like that,
right.
you see this word mar in something, that it comes from the Latin, which means ocean. Mar just means sea or ocean. So a marine animal is something that's an animal from the ocean.
That's right. You're so knowledgeable.
I'm a genius.
Okay, how about let's take a short break and we'll be back to learn more about these curious creatures.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这2天的课程要介绍水母的一些有趣事实。那么 Jellyfish 就是水母或者是海蜇，那它单复数同形。其中的 Jelly 这个部分 Jelly， 它可以指果冻啊、果酱或者是胶状物。所以 Jellyfish 从字面来看好像是果冻鱼，对不对？可是其实水母它不是鱼，也不是用果冻做成的。我们待会看完一些单字文法之后，就来跟着课文去了解这些色彩缤纷的海洋生物吧。好，那我们来看看这个单字 creature 它表示生物、动物。那么 colorful 它可以形容是色彩缤纷的、丰富多彩的。再来 marine 这个字呢，它是形容海洋的、海生的或者是海运的。如果我们在 marine 前面加上字首 sub 表示下方，那就会合成 submarine， 就可以表达潜水艇咯。老师们刚刚在讲到果冻的时候有提到 gelatin， 那这个字它表示明胶、动物胶或者是音译为吉利丁，还有用到 elastic 和 bouncy 这2个形容词，我们拼一下 elastic， 还有 bouncy 是 bouncy， 那这2个形容词都可以形容是有弹性的。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 be made of 加上名词，是表达由什么什么制成，它是用在成品本质没有改变，都还看得出原料的状况。举例来说 ，The coffee table is made of wood。这张咖啡桌是木质的，你从外观就看得出来嘛。好，那这边也补充另外一个用法，则是 be made from 加上名词，表示由什么什么制成。那这时候是用在制造过程经过化学变化，或者是它本质产生的改变，你没有办法从物品看出制造原料的时候。举例来说 ，The wine is made from organic grapes。这种酒是由有机葡萄制成的，你从酒里面看不到有机葡萄了。好，接回到课文中。
Ancient swimmers. Jellyfish have been floating about in the oceans for at least 500 million years. That means they were alive when dinosaurs first walked the earth. They live in very cold or very warm waters, and they're among the few sea creatures whose numbers haven't been harmed by climate change. In fact, the jellyfish population has actually increased over the past 20 years. But they might face trouble later if the tiny animals they eat cannot survive in warmer waters. Almost entirely water. Despite their name, jellyfish don't really look like fish. They don't have scales, for instance, or tails. They are made up of about 95% water, and they don't have blood, a heart, or even a brain. Although most of them don't have eyes either, some do, like the box jellyfish. This jellyfish has 24 eyes that help it tell light from dark and navigate dangerous environments.
Welcome back, everybody. So before the break, we learned 1, that a jellyfish is not actually a fish.
That's right.
And 2, that they are not made of jelly. So what's with his name, Jellyfish? I don't know. What are we going to learn about today?
Okay, well, ancient swimmers.
Okay.
Jellyfish have been floating about in the oceans for at least 500 million years.
Whoa.
That means they were alive when dinosaurs first walked the earth. So they have been around for such a long time. Even when dinosaurs first walked the earth.
They're like the first multicellular animal.
Wow, what does that mean?
They've been around forever. That means they've been around forever. No, it means that the multicellular animal is an animal that has just more than one cell, right? So they've been around, wow, like since...
For a very long time.
Pretty much forever.
Exactly.
Wow, okay, so to float, what does that mean? It's a verb that just means to rest on top of a liquid. Right? So you can like float around in the swimming pool. I bet you like doing that, right?
Yes, that's right. How did you know?
For example, you can say, there's a turtle floating in the river. Is that Karen? No. Do you see it?
It's a turtle.
It's Karen. She's floating.
It's so comfortable when you float, you know.
So you can float by yourself, or do you need to float on like a floaty thing?
I can float by myself. I can
device.
swim. I'm just not a strong swimmer, but I can swim.
Okay. Well, what's a dinosaur? I think we know what a dinosaur is.
Yes, I think a lot of people know what a dinosaur is, and that is a noun. So one of the many reptiles that lived on Earth millions of years ago. So some examples would be T-Rex, Stegosaurus, right? So a lot of them, they have like really, really super long names. And it's really cute because I think so many people who are really into dinosaurs, they can really remember all of them.
Oh, really?
Triceratops, even little kids too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, people like. I think there's just something so fascinating about them.
That's true.
But not as fascinating as jellyfish.
Okay, but the example sentence for a dinosaur is, I find it hard to believe that a giant ape could beat a dinosaur in a fight. Is that true?
Who's using their imagination in this sentence?
Giant ape could beat a dinosaur. Really? So giant ape could win.
Are they talking about like King Kong or something as the giant ape?
I have no idea.
Okay, I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but it's a good sentence. Continuing the reading, talking about jellyfish, not dinosaurs.
That's right.
They live in very cold or very warm waters, and they're among the few sea creatures whose numbers haven't been harmed by climate change.
Wow.
That's really interesting. So we always say that climate change is pretty much killing off every species, right? It's harming every species, but in fact, they haven't really been affected.
So I think it's because they are able to live in really cold waters or very warm. So the temperature of the ocean does not really affect them. And that is why they have been able to survive for such a long time. Okay, well, in fact, the jellyfish population has actually increased over the past 20 years. Wow, but they might face trouble later if the tiny animals they eat cannot survive in warmer waters.
That makes sense, right? They won't survive if the food they eat can't survive.
Exactly. So the tiny animals, maybe they cannot adjust to the temperature of the waters that well.
Right, those extreme temperatures especially, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so the next section, almost entirely water. Okay, so still talking about the jellyfish. So they're not entirely made of jelly.
That's right.
Almost entirely of water. So despite their name, jellyfish don't really look like fish. They don't have scales, for instance, or tails. They are made up of about 95% water, and they don't have blood, a heart, or even a brain.
Really?
So in fact, they're just basically just like floating around water. Like they're just water.
That's true, because 95% water, right?
But I guess humans are like, what, like 70% water too. So I guess like most creatures are made up of water, but 95%.
That's right, and no bones, right? They don't have bones either. So they don't have blood, a heart, or even a brain.
So how is this even an animal? What does it have?
I have no idea. So we have this vocabulary word here, scale, and that is a noun. So a scale basically just means like one of the many small thin plates that cover the bodies of some animals, such as fish or snakes. So when you oftentimes, before you cook the fish, if you buy the whole fish and go back home, and then you could see the fish, they have the little tiny scales on the body. And before you cook it, you would have to remove the scales. Exactly. So in our example sentence, you have to remove the scales from the fish before you cook it. Because you can't really eat it. Okay, let's continue. Although most of them don't have eyes either, some do. like the box jellyfish.
Whoa, so there is a kind of jellyfish that has eyes.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
right.
Okay.
And they're called the box jellyfish.
Okay. This jellyfish has 24 eyes? Wow. That help it tell light from dark and navigate dangerous environments.
24 eyes?
That's ridiculous.
That sounds a little bit scary.
He's like, whoa, someone probably was making fun of like one of his jellyfish cousins. Like, you don't have any eyes. He's like, oh yeah. And then he got like, I'm not going to just get 2 eyes. 24 eyes.
I would love to see a picture of that jellyfish.
That's
24
extreme.
eyes.
Okay, so it makes sense, right? If you are in dangerous environments and these kind of extreme environments, the more eyes you have, the better. So
Okay.
Jellyfish really are quite remarkable creatures.
And they're very fascinating. I love learning about jellyfish, and they're beautiful to look at too.
I've already learned so much, but don't we have like a whole another day of this coming up?
We do.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. So we'll see you guys next time.
See you there.
好，我们来看看关于水母的第一个有趣事实：水母在海洋中漂浮了至少5亿年。这意味着，当恐龙开始在地球上行走的时候，它们就存在了。它们生活在非常寒冷或是非常温暖的水域当中，而且是极少数数量没有受到气候变迁损害的海洋生物。好，这边2个单字 ，float。Float 这个动词表示漂浮。Shane 老师刚刚提到 flotation device 表示浮具的意思。那其中的 flotation 它是拼作 flotation，它表示浮或是漂浮的意思。再来 dinosaur 是指恐龙。Karen 老师在解释单字时，他提到 reptile。reptile 表示爬虫类或是爬行动物。那老师也有提到 T-Rex 就是暴龙，还有 Stegosaurus 表示剑龙 ，Triceratops 表示三角龙。好，下一个有趣事实是，水母呢大约95%是由水组成的，它们没有鳞片，没有尾巴，没有血液，没有心脏，没有大脑。那大多数呢也没有眼睛，不过有一些是有啦，像箱型水母 box jellyfish 这种水母，它们有24只眼睛哎。好，来看单字 scale。它是指鱼鳞，也可以用来指爬虫动物它们的鳞片。好，那这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 whose 当做所有格关系代名词的时候呢，它后面要接名词，去引导形容词子句来修饰前方的先行词。这个先行词啊，它可以是人或者是事物。举例来说 ，They recently bought a house。whose previous owner was a professor. 他们最近买了一间房子，前屋主啊是一位教授。句子里面这个 whose previous owner was a professor 就是用来修饰前方的 a house， 表示说那间房子的前屋主是一位教授。好，第2个重点是 make up 可以指组成、构成。我们来看它主动用法是组成部分加上 make up 加上整体。那被动用法就是用整体当主词，后面加 be made up of 再加组成的部分。例如 experts from different fields make up the team。你也可以说 the team is made up of experts from different fields。这支团队是由来自不同领域的专家所组成的。好，以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Did you know that a jellyfish isn't really a fish? Of course, it's not made of jelly either. So what exactly are these curious creatures? Let's find out more about these colorful marine animals. Ancient swimmers. Jellyfish have been floating about in the oceans for at least 500 million years. That means they were alive when dinosaurs first walked the earth. They live in very cold or very warm waters, and they're among the few sea creatures whose numbers haven't been harmed by climate change. In fact, the jellyfish population has actually increased over the past 20 years. But they might face trouble later if the tiny animals they eat cannot survive in warmer waters. Almost entirely water. Despite their name, jellyfish don't really look like fish. They don't have scales, for instance, or tails. They are made up of about 95% water, and they don't have blood, a heart, or even a brain. Although most of them don't have eyes either, some do, like the box jellyfish. This jellyfish has 24 eyes that help it tell light from dark and navigate dangerous environments.
Hi everyone, I'm Vivian.
I'm Josh.
And today we're playing Guess the Bear, where we have sentences on these cards and we have to guess the mystery words or phrases. But instead of saying them, we'll say the word bear. We have 3 of them, 1 minute to guess. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay, 1 minute on the clock. Let's go. Verb, 1 word. I like to bear in an inner tube in the pool. Dead leaves bared on the surface of the river.
Hang out.
No.
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 Float.
Yeah,
how
good
about
job.
that?
Okay, adjective, 1 word. She wore a shirt with a bear rainbow on it. The bear painting makes the room stand out.
Could it be colourful?
Yeah,
Okay.
colorful. She wore a shirt with a colorful rainbow on it.
Yeah, I wasn't even
Nice.
expecting that to be
Okay,
it, but
noun, 1 word. A scary bear is said to roam the forest at night. We heard the howl of some strange bear.
boy.
No.
Okay, maybe could it be a cat?
No.
A dog?
No.
Wolf?
No.
Pig?
A scary bear is said to roam the forest at night. Okay. So it's
Why,
more
there's so many animals.
It's more general. So it's
Okay.
creature. A scary creature is said to roam the forest at night.
All
We
right.
heard the howl of some strange creature.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You're technically right,
Well,
but
I've heard pig's howl, but
Okay,
anyway.
my turn.
All right, now 1 word. He removed the bears from the fish before cooking it. The alligator has tough, thick bears all over its
Scales?
bodies. That is correct. Now, in 1 word. Bears lived 360 million years ago. An asteroid probably wiped out the bears.
Dinosaurs.
Yep. Okay, phrase. 2 words. My desk is bare wood. Come on. Show me what your bear.
Read the first one again?
Sure thing. My desk is bare wood. Come on. Show me what you're
Made of.
That's right. That is correct. Made of scales, made of wood, whatever you like.
Yeah. Read the first one. Read the first.
Yeah, no worries
the
at all.
first sentence of the.
Oh,
made of.
okay. Yeah, sure thing. So the phrase, 2 words. My desk is made of wood.
Okay,
Come on, show me what you're made of.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
And then he removed the scales from the fish before cooking it. The alligator has tough, thick scales
Scales.
all over its body.
Nice.
And dinosaurs lived 360 million years
Dinosaurs.
ago. An asteroid probably wiped out the dinosaurs.
Nice.
Yeah. Some good animal themed